Hi, good morning. Welcome to Route 24 of my Wainwright challenge. I'm parked at Windlatter Pass car park, and today I hope to walk for Wainwrights. I'm going to head through the forest behind me. There's various tracks. I'm going to meander way through and go up to Hopegill Head. I'll actually hit Hopegill Head 3 times today. Then I'm going over to Greysdale Pike, back to Hopegill Head, up Whiteside, back to Hopegill Head, and then back to the car. Now, after that, I'm going to try and scramble up the bank behind me. It's pathless, and try and find the top of Windlatter itself, time permitting. So I'd intended following the track around and taking the next left, but the various signs are stopping people and saying forestry work, no access. So I'm rejigging my plans and heading up this track here, and we'll have to cut across the gill higher up. So I've dropped down through the forest once I've got to the point at the track where the opposite side of the gill starts heading up the fell side, and look what I've found. The people felling trees have made me a nice little bridge to get across the stream. Isn't that good of them? So we'll fight our way through the trees up here, and we'll get back onto the track that I should have taken earlier. So I've just climbed up from the gill, just gone through the gate, which is I'm back on track with where I should have been earlier. Now if you look across at the forest, you can see a track coming out of the forest. That's the one I came up earlier, and I've just dropped off of it to get to where I am now. There are loads of warning signs again on this gate, telling us about the deforestation that they're doing and heavy machinery. So I'm going to have to retrace my steps later, going back and do something similar. So we're heading up here now. We're following the forest line, get to the top of the ridge, then we'll follow the ridge all the way up to the top of the first. Looking back at the forest I've walked through. So I'm now heading up the moor side here. I'm following a very faint trod, sheep trod, in the general direction of the ridge line, and I should hopefully meet some fences, etc. So just quickly pan round. That's Greysdale over there. That's Greysdale Pike. That's the last one of the day. And over there is Windlatter. So that's going to be quite a tough one, that, because again that's pathless. So I think I'm just going to pretty much go straight up the side and straight back down. It'll be interesting, that one. Just looking up at the top in the cloud. That's Hopegill Head. So we're still skirting away from it at the minute, heading for a wall stroke fence, and then we'll follow that to the top. Found the wall, much more defined path we're on now. I'm going to follow this wall right the way to the top. Looks like it might be a nice day today. So after a quick map check, I'm just approaching the top of full summit, which is called Ladyside Pike. Just up there. I'm scanning round. That's Whiteside. I think that's going to be my third Wainwright of the day. Ladyside Pike's just over 700 metres. So after that we'll probably have another 70 metres or so of ascent before we get to the top. Wow, so this is Ladyside Pike, so not far to the top. So let's pan round. Whiteside over there, third one of the day. That's the top there. It's only another 70 metres of ascent, and going round, there's the ridge line we're going to go over with the clouds wrapping over, and that's the top of Greysdale Pike over there. Greysdale Pike. You can just see some people on the top of it. What a stunning morning. Anyway, first Wainwright of the day is ahead, Hopegill Head. So I'm approaching the top of Hopegill Head for the first time of 3 today, and it looks quite scrambly, very craggy. Might have a bit of a scramble up there, exciting. So here I am at the top of Hopegill Head for the first time today. Absolutely stunning, fabulous. Look at that cloud inversion over there, awesome. So that's Greysdale Pike, where we're heading to next. We're going to follow the ridge line round, retrace our steps back here, and then we're going to go over to Whiteside, which is along the ridge over there. Again, we'll retrace our steps back to here, and then we'll head back down. We'll scramble down. It was a scramble as well, could be slippy going down. Follow the drying stone wall all the way back and retrace our steps through the forest back to the car. Time permitting, we'll do Wainwright as well today. We'll see. Just following this ridge line now to Greysdale Pike. This cloud inversion is absolutely spectacular. Days like this are really, really special. Just breathtaking, really. Can't say much more than breathtaking. I just need to show you this. There's my shadow in the sun on the top of the clouds, can you see? And the halo type effect. That is unbelievable. Do you know what? I've never seen that before. I'm sure there's a name for it. Wow. Wow. There you are, Greysdale Pike. So here I am, just getting to the top. Greysdale Pike. So, Greysdale Pike, fabulous. So you can see where we've been now. There's the woodland I skirted around earlier, and that's the forest I walked through. Unbelievable. So there's a few people up here now. So you got Skiddaw, Little Man Skiddaw, Glencathra. Just about make out Helvellyn over there. Absolutely fantastic. So I've dropped off Greysdale Pike. I'm in a small col. I'm looking back at Hopegill Head. So we'll head back up to the Hopegill for the second time before we head over to Whiteside. I'm just approaching the summit of Hopegill Head again. Looking over there, you can see a different aspect of Ladyside Pike that we was over earlier. And if I drop down, you can see the forest track that I was forced to walk up and through this morning. We've got to retrace our steps back through that forest later, and I'm trying to pick my way as I'm walking up to the other side. If we do the 4th Wainwright today. So we're just heading off Hopegill Head now for the second time, and we're heading towards Whiteside. We're going to follow this ridge line until we ascend Whiteside. Wow! So I'm at the high point of the ridge at 7:19. Now the end of the ridge is 7:07. But I suspect Whiteside is actually the very end of the ridge, so I'm going to go to the end, to the 7:07 spot height, but I'm currently at slightly above it over here. Stunning views. See where we've come from. So this is it, this is Whiteside, this is the view. Crummock water in the valley at the bottom. There's the top I've just walked over, and there's a ridge line. We've got to go back up now, back up the ridge line, then back down. So I've just had my sandwich, Wainwright side, and I'm heading back up the ridgeline to Hopegill Head, and then we'll make our descent. See how much daylight we've got when we get back to the car, see if we can get Wainwright done as well. Fingers crossed, eh? Wow, so here we are again, Hopegill Head. I'm going to drop down this crag, very slippy, very screedy, and descend Ladyside Crag, follow the dry stone wall, and back down through the forest. To say, we haven't got very many daylight hours. We're almost at the shortest day. It's looking unlikely I'll get the 4th Wainwright in today, unfortunately. A word of warning, I've just scrambled down this rock side. It's so slippy, it's untrue. Extremely slippy. Caution. Just about off the screen now, and then we'll get down to the wall over there. Very careful nav required coming off this fell. Very careful. Eventually I've found this old trod, which I think is the same one I came up, which is kind of following the line of an old, very old fence. So just getting to the side of the woods that I skirted up earlier, so I'm quite happy that I'm on track. So here we are back at the gate I came through earlier. Obviously it's out of bounds, big orange area on the map, not allowed to walk through, so I sneakily cut through the woods ahead earlier today, unaware that I'd gone through an orange zone. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to head up that way now and try and skirt around the very end of the wood, and you can see the track over there that I want to get onto, and then I'll follow that back down the hill just to avoid this orange zone that I'm not allowed in. I've just crossed this little burn here, and there's another man-made dam, and it's occurred to me they may be trying to reintroduce beavers. Not sure, but definitely a man-made dam out of trees, etc. You can see where they've been felling the trees around here, so maybe they're reintroducing beavers. So here we are, following the forest path back down towards the car now. Still a fair distance to go. Looking at the time, it's looking more and more unlikely that I'll be able to get over and Wainwright and back in daylight. We'll see, but I think you seem to remember it's a good 1.5 miles, 2 miles back to the car from here, and we're fast running out of daylight. Hi, welcome to Route 24 on my Wainwright challenge. Today's Friday the 17th of December. I parked at a car park just past the top of Wainwright Pass on the west side near Swineside House. Absolutely stunning day. Now I did intend, time permitting, to climb 4 Wainwrights. Unfortunately time didn't permit. Maybe I set off a little bit later than I'd intended. Nevertheless, I did climb 3 and they were stunning. I initially went through the Swineside forest, if you like, and almost immediately found that the forestry work was taking place on the route that I'd plotted, which meant I had to take a different track through the forest with the intention of crossing a gill towards the end of the forest, which I did. Bit of an inconvenience, but hey ho, we got there. Once crossing the gill, I followed the edge of the forestry plantation up a very steep fell side, and when I got to pretty much the angular edge of the forest, I then decided to head across the fell, pretty much pathless, extremely steep, I did manage to find a trod which was heading in the vague direction that I needed to be in, and eventually I came across the wall that I was aiming for, which took me pretty much to the top of the first Wainwright, Hopegill Head. However, there is a false summit at Greysdale Pike, but then you've only got maybe 70 metres or so of ascent to the top. Now I have to say that next 70 metres was very tough, very, very steep, scrambly, but it was very cold and very wet and very slippy rock. So it was quite a tricky ascent, really. But superb views. You've probably seen on the video how there was a cloud inversion, and the cloud was just wrapping over the top of the coals between the Wainwrights. Stunning, absolutely spectacular views. So I then headed down. There's two coals down towards Greysdale Pike, which was down and up because Greysdale Pike is the highest point. I dropped into the clouds and out of the clouds, and that's when the Brocken Spectre happened. Absolutely amazing. I'd not seen one before personally, so it came as a bit of a welcome surprise. I believe it translates to friendly ghost or welcome ghost. Stunning, stunning. The views at the top of Greysdale Pike were breathtaking, with Skiddaw, Blencathra, Helvellyn, absolutely amazing. So then I retraced my steps for the second time up Hopegill Head and continued along the ridge line to Whiteside. Now again, this was quite a tricky ridge. Initially I thought that would be a breeze, but very slippy rock today, and you had to be really careful at times. Now Whiteside isn't the high point of the ridge, but it's the very end of the ridge. Equally stunning views today. So again, retrace my steps back up to Hopegill Head. Quite a steep little ascent actually, so my work was cut out today climbing that one 3 times. And then I retraced my steps from earlier in the day down the very slippery scramble, and across the fell side, eventually down towards the wood, the forest. Now I have to say, you do need your wits about you crossing the fell, because it is pathless. There are various trods which you may or may not find, so care is required to make sure you're heading in the correct direction. Now I ran out of time. I'd probably only got maybe an hour, 45 minutes of daylight left, and I estimated I'd need an hour and a half minimum to climb Whinlatter. So I'm going to have to do that one on another day. The day itself was 10 miles. It took me 6 hours, well, just a bit less, but there's a massive 3,474 feet of climbing. Very, very, very nice winter's walk. Stunning scenery. Forgot to mention, today I've walked in some brand new boots. The Altberg Tetherer. Now please see my review following this, and if you're interested in what I've got to say about the new boots.